Basement Dwellers, hosted by your boys Jacob Santoro and Christian Talone.
You're blabbering about unnecessary stuff. Cut it out.
Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button to get all the updates from the channel too.
Tell me what your hand's doing over that button first.
But for now, just loud shout and kick back, cause I got a fresh one right here delivered to your speakers. Lock in.
Alright.
Episode 83. Welcome everybody to the Basement Dweller podcast. It is me, Jacob, and Christian. Hi, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And with us today is a recurring guest. Now
hi.
we used to hear his super sexy voice, and now we can see his super sexy face. It's Jesse. Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah. We didn't do videos.
No, we didn't. Yeah, you kind of made my ego wiggle a little bit, but you're like, oh wow, last time I was here it was a shit show, and now look at you.
We were on a folding table on a rickety floor.
Well, we're still on the folding table. We got to stay humble a little bit. You know what I mean? You
I mean, real rickety table.
yeah, real rickety.
We tried to fancy
That
it
green
up.
square one was.
Yeah. No soundproofing except for ugly 8 cartons and a small room, bunch of cats. But now look at us now.
Yeah.
A much better basement.
Only one cat.
Only one
Only
cat.
one cat.
Yeah, only one cat. But that is his favorite spot. So I know that he gets a little sad when there are people on that chair. So
I'll make it up to him.
I don't
I'll
think he
give him
does.
pets.
I think he looks at it like an opportunity.
Yeah, he gets constant attention.
he both of our animals are obsessed with it. So
He's like, people are gonna sit here eventually, and I'll be here when they are.
before we get into it, I wanted to say that Jesse brought Christian a gift, and it's been forever. And before we get into it, I just want to say thank you very much, Jesse, for doing this.
No problem. It's
You're
only been, what, like 6 months?
Yeah, over a year probably since, definitely when we were in the old place for sure. But let me just
Thank you in advance.
under and grab it here. But Christian has been bequeathed a bunch of Blood Angel stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like specifically Blood Angel stuff.
It is basically it's a base set
Oh shit!
and a sanguinary guard.
Oh, Jacob's gonna be mad about
Yeah.
that one.
So
Thanks for that, but-
I got that originally for a little bit of work
Yeah, keep
back
going.
in like 2013.
Uh huh.
I didn't have I didn't have the codex for the Blood Angels, so I never really played.
Yeah.
You may have to cut some arms off for points and stuff and build some things later, but
All the boxes like traditional art Blood Angels.
Yeah, I
artwork
noticed
and
that
everything,
too. That's
oh
fucking
yeah, no,
sick.
it's older. Like it's I don't know if it's actual like still playable. I don't know if they're the same
Oh, yeah.
size.
Oh, it absolutely
Yeah,
is.
it's totally
Okay.
playable.
So-
No, man, you did a
Space
good.
Marines, bro. Yeah.
It was living on the top shelf in my closet for a long time, and I'm like, you know what? I've had it for a decade. Just fucking get rid
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
dude.
I'm done.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you so much.
No, you're good.
Fuck.
fucking sick.
I didn't know about the sanguinary guard, so that's a little annoying.
Yeah,
but,
there's the tankins underneath.
oh, that's
There's a tank in there.
yeah. Lift that up. Yeah.
oh
fuck.
oh,
yeah.
there's stuff already built in it, and some Nerf
Yeah.
darts.
Oh yeah, I need those. You can't have those. I have the long shot Nerf gun,
Oh,
the
okay.
sniper rifle.
Damn, look
I
at
was
this.
gonna do some cosplay, like
Dude, that's really awesome.
Damn,
Thank you.
I was about to buy some more Sanguine Guard too.
Thank you so much,
well,
man.
ta-da! I
Appreciate
really
you.
liked how they look.
Yeah, they're sick.
Blood Angels were like the Roman legionnaires of the
Yeah.
40K. So I was like, all right, that's pretty cool.
Man, you show up on time. You show up on time and you bring gifts. You are
Yeah.
just an MVP.
I even asked if you wanted drinks.
I know. Look at this fucking guy. Well, thank you for coming on today.
Thanks for having
Sorry,
me.
I'm going to
back.
apologize in advance to particularly my parents because this is another nerd episode, which
Oh yeah.
yeah, they've definitely said in the past, like, sometimes I just don't know what you're talking
Well,
about.
there's a whole lot of stuff that I was like, dude, we have to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, so for people who don't know or haven't listened since then, Jesse is an awesome, interesting character, at least in my opinion, who knows a lot about local game stores, TCG shops, along with, primarily Magic the Gathering, but also I've been telling people that you're my Bitcoin friend.
Yeah.
If you want to, if you would like to give a quick little on that or.
Oh yeah. Back in like 2011, when I was going to DeVry, tech school, there's a little thing that was floating around. People were talking about it, called Bitcoin, and I had $20 laying around, and they were like $1, maybe a little bit
Oh
over.
no.
And I had bought $20 worth. Just
Damn.
and I had it for a long time, and then I spent like 8 of them on this is like the most expensive Bluetooth speaker known to man, probably. But I spent 8 Bitcoin on like one of those flash sale websites, and on a waterproof Bluetooth speaker in the shape of a T-Rex.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that was pretty cool.
And at the peak, how much would that have been worth? Close to what?
Almost $500,000.
Shit.
480,000 ish.
That's
Yeah.
it. And you just randomly found them, right? Like you forgot about them, like you put them away like on a flash drive.
So I randomly, they were like approaching 17 grand, and I was like, I wonder if I still have that computer. Went to my parents' house, dug through the closets, found my old PC, hard drive still booted up, turned it on, and it
Damn.
was just sitting.
What do you do? Like, you know what's crazy is like I don't think we went over this last time you were here, but like I always like to talk about like dude, if you just like won the lottery, like what's your first thing? Like how did you like I'm assuming like your heart just fucking sank. Like,
So I knew that I had them for a long time, and this was back when I was working at North Valley. So like I was like, you know what, rainy day fund. I don't even want to spend them because the potential is infinite.
Right.
That was the promised dream and everything for him. So it was just kind of like whatever. But, you know, of course there was like, oh, the aspirations of what could $500,000. Well, back then it was only like I had 11 remaining, or just over 11, and at that time it was like 120 grand. So still
Life changing. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. It definitely would pay off some debt, buy a car, good down payment on a house, like
Absolutely.
significant life changes. But it was just never like that thought. Like my thought was like, well, I bought them at $1. If I sell them now, like, yeah, it's good. But if I sell them at 10,000, I'm still up 999.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm good. But if they go to 30 grand,
Right.
or they go to 45 grand, or they go to 65 grand,
just
like
say
they
lo and
did-
behold, I think the peak was like a what, 72 at the peak?
I don't know if it was 72. Maybe there was a time when it was.
Because it was COVID that skyrocketed them, right?
Yeah, it was the whole. Everybody got what are they called? Not supplement checks, but you know which ones I'm
The
talking
stimulus
about.
checks.
There we go. The
Yeah.
other S word.
Shout out Papa Biden.
Those were old Trumpy.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were. I thought they were those.
Trump was still
Never
president.
Mind. Never
Yeah.
mind. I'm misinformed.
So I'm pretty sure. Anyway, that's not that important.
65,000 at
Yeah,
November
okay, yeah.
2021 per Bitcoin.
Just over 65. Yeah. So I sold them at 61.
Damn.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, you know what? This can't necessarily hold forever, I'm sure. Worst case scenario, they do. Oh, well, we weren't. The situation with my mom that was going on, real quick, she needed a kidney, like the surgery and all that. So, like, we were going to dialysis 3 or 4 times a week, blah, blah. Each one of those trips is like $8 grand.
Oh, wow.
So like you cap out on your insurance real quick when you're doing $25,000 a week in just dialysis trips.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So lo and behold, I started giving money to my folks to help pay.
Nice.
Good for you.
that. So
Yeah.
didn't buy him a boat like I wanted to from the last episode.
It was funny, yeah, on your Facebook and stuff. Like it was so funny, like seeing your posts of just like, what should I buy my parents? And I'm like, I'm so glad my parents don't see your posts because they'd be like, well, that's a good son right there.
Right? Yeah. Well, and I had to keep it quiet for a long time from my mom because you never want to see your mom cry.
Of course.
But the moment like that, I'll turn into goo if I see my
Right.
mom cry. So
Yeah.
it's just, I kept funneling money through my dad and just because he's always had like access to my account just from when we set him up from, when you're 16 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just always been like, yeah, just take money out of my account. It's not a big deal. And then, yeah, so I rebought in at, what was it? When did I rebuy? think I bought back in when they were like 38. Mm-hmm. They had just kind of crept up to like 43, and I sold out again. I was done.
Over it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good mentality to have, though, is that at the end of the day, as long as they're not worth less than $1, it's like you still netted.
Right,
you know?
exactly. So, and shortly after I sold at 43 or whatever, like
I think they're at like,
the whole, it crashed.
it's like, it's like 23, 24 now.
Yeah, it went to like 14,000 at one point. So it was like,
Art was just like we were, we were talking about Art before this, but he knows that I just crumble under my own pressure sometimes. So he's just like, words of wisdom all the time. And he's like, yeah, man, one day you're just going to not have to worry about money. He's like, I never do. He's like, look at me. I'm down 40 grand in cryptocurrency right now. I don't even bat an eye. I'm like, dude, I would have jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge if that was fucking me. And that was another thing I was going to say. Like, I commend your willingness to like, you know what, let's just see where this can go, because I know for a fact
I bought them for $1.
but even so, like, okay, when I sold my Dogecoin and I made $2,500,
Oh, sure.
I was just like, I'm glad I did, you know.
And I think we had talked about your gambling addiction.
Oh yeah, dude. But like
last time too,
but,
that was like it scratched that itch.
right? Oh, for sure. But
Like you
any,
won, you got it against the house.
any net profit, I would say over 1,000% is just, to me, I'm just like, I'm good. You know what I mean? And so like, I know for a fact, either of us on this table right here, if we saw that we netted even 40 grand, both of us would have just been out, done. Totally,
Yeah.
you would have. Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, I put a significant. So the car I have outside was not the car I put a down payment on. The car I put a down payment on was just the base model RT version of a truck.
Okay.
It was a 2018. So it was like
Yeah.
I paid most of a car off. Like I
Right.
still spent money on myself.
Sure.
Like I was still a little selfish, but like
I mean, it's yours.
yeah.
Again, that's just such a very modest, like, humble thing to say. It's like, I had to be a little selfish and spend money on myself. It's
Yeah,
like,
I
that is
mean-
your money.
I took my girlfriend at the time to Sedona. We went and had a really nice like 3-star dinner, blah blah. Like I went and did
And you got a
things.
charger.
And I got a charger,
So
which was always funny because side quip of that, like her oldest son would always. He's like 8 at the time, and he was like, "Mom, are you dating Jesse because he has a charger?"
Dang.
Like it was like, all right, well,
Yes.
yeah. The kid likes my car. See, nothing's wrong.
So I took my girlfriend to Sedona. I told her, I was like, you know what? This is a special occasion. You can get something else other than the tap water. And I bought a charger.
Yeah, you can have. I'll even let you get sparkling water.
I would
Damn.
say that I've even thought just in my head, I was like, if I was you, it's just like, I would like to hope that if I was in the same situation parent-wise, I would definitely help out. But like, in my situation, it's just like, I would have just bought dumb shit. Like, I would have 100%
The
like,
urge to buy magic
oh,
cards.
for sure. Like, that's what I'm
was
saying.
so
Like,
strong.
or I would have like, I would have invested in like a shop, or I would have, I know. And we'll probably go down that rabbit hole later.
It's a good segue.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
like, yeah, I mean, with that, like, I just, I have so many people in my life that, I mean, I'm sure you heard like Post Malone buying that one for 800 grand, like the artist print for the Lotus. It's like,
signed by Chris Rush.
right, but it's just like, just to look at it, or like, Jake Paul spending, I think it was like what, 5.5 mil on a Pokemon
that
Illustrator, you know?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the fake Charizard in the
No,
slab.
I did see that too,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Like with that kind of, like I would just buy like one, like I'd probably get like just, my Power 9, and then I'd probably just go travel. It would be hard for me to hold on to that money.
Lure to the Power 9.
Yeah.
Mine would be like complete foiling out my 2 EDH decks that I
Yeah.
have left, which I'm pretty close. But I
mean-
still it's still like a hard thing to swallow to still spend $3,000 for a Judge Cradle.
I gotta tell you though,
That's hard to swallow.
Yeah,
that's
but-
still for a piece of cardboard. That's still ridiculous.
I don't have that in my brain. Like if
do.
I know that
I
I'm going to
can't.
wake up tomorrow and I'm going to be able to eat and have a roof over my head, it's the same reason how we were joking about with all the stuff that I bought for the show. I was like, yeah, I'm going to put myself in some debt, but it's like, I'm not going to like, I mean, I'm gambling on myself here, but it's just, I'm not going to die tomorrow. And it's the same way I'd feel until I got down to my last like $50,000 and I'd be like, oh my God.
My argument against that would be that this is more constructive than a piece of cardboard for a game, though. Like
Right.
this builds skill, and this like you're honing a craft, and it's both are come from the angle of it's something you enjoy. However, I think this has a little bit more not appeal or draw, but maybe like secondary later down the road effects.
Yeah.
So
I've had some people reach out to us recently, Christian, about like just like people like, oh, I listened to your show. I think it's pretty cool. Oh, my friends and I want to get into a show. It's like, how did you start? And it's just like I always do this thing where have you ever tried to introduce a friend to a really complicated board game? and then you play said board game or you try to teach them the rules and they're like, I don't know, man, like, or it's like Magic or 40K. It's
I
like
mean, I've definitely tried to teach a lot of people Magic, and they're like, man, this is
too much. Or
this seems like a lot. Like,
yeah, so like I tell them, it's like, okay, well, first things first. Like I told them about how, because we itemized all of our equipment just that, just to get that out of the way, and I think it came out to like
Smart.
like $5,700, and I was just like, so here's my equipment, and they're like, oh, I was just gonna use like my phone, and I was like, no, like don't do that. That's yeah. But I mean, but if I was in the position you were, like, oh yeah, like I'm not afraid to admit that I'm such a shopaholic, and if I have the money to do it, I would do it.
I mean, I wanted to buy like computer parts and car parts and Magic cards.
That'd be this guy's car stuff, and like I feel
I definitely immediately I get samurai armor and then car parts.
What is the silliest thing I bought? I couldn't even tell you.
really
Food, maybe? I don't know.
just like a lot of money on food, like nice,
Yeah.
like restaurants,
Yeah.
or okay.
Yeah, just
Just ball out on some food real quick.
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I spent a little bit of it just a couple of weeks ago. I finally took myself back to Seattle.
Oh yeah.
For yeah, I mean, I lived up there for a year and I've missed it since. So because mom got sick and all that stuff, and COVID's not a worry so much anymore. So now I got to go and like
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I got to go and have fun.
Are you
So-
still actively like debating on moving back there? I mean, you've been talking about it for some time, from what I remember.
Yeah, well, I tried going back a couple years ago, but lo and behold, the issue that I've ran into is I may be cash rich, but I'm credit poor.
Mm-hmm.
So
Credit's not real, man. We've had this discussion too many times. Yeah.
And that's what like the past few years is I've just been finally like I have a good credit score finally. Like
Good.
it's but it takes time.
Yeah.
So it sucks. It's like, God damn it. I wanted to pay like 2 full years in apartment places. Like, no, we can't do that.
I wonder why.
I'm like, I'm willing to like put 2 years down
I'll put a fat stack of cash
and
on
a
your desk.
security like deposit. Like, what do you want from me? Like, they're like,
It's rough,
yeah, we
man.
want a 700, 750 credit score or something. And I'm just like, fuck, man. All right. Well,
Ugh.
thanks, student loans.
I wonder why they wouldn't do that though. I mean, that sounds like such an awesome guarantee. Like you're gonna have a
They
tenant
didn't want to
that-
do it without me being in person.
Oh.
Was like a large thing because I was going like sight unseen.
So maybe maybe to them sounded too good to be true.
Yeah, probably. But it was every single one because I put out like 24 like applications and stuff because I had gotten a job in Seattle that I had to backtrack and cancel on.
So real quick before we get too much on a tangent. So you said you purchased Bitcoin. So that's one. Crypto has always been something that like mystified me. Like it's just a stock, right? Like
Sort of. It's a non-fungible. So it's a fancy way of being it's like the precursor of an NFT. It's a non-fungible
Token.
token. There we go. It doesn't exist. It's just made up. But
so there's you don't have a physical coin.
People
No.
have like made them.
it's
but like,
basically just a string of code.
Ah.
That's all it is. It's a hash. And that's what mining Bitcoin is you're hashing or you're breaking down these blocks that need to be computed for the code to be resolved. And there's only a finite amount of these blocks for Bitcoin. Ethereum, I believe, I don't know a lot about Ethereum, but my understanding is it's not finite, or it's finite to a sense that we'll probably, air quote, never get there.
So they see that's where I get lost. I'm like, so it's code. So code is man-made, right? So right.
yeah.
So like what like how does mining it even work? Like
It's computational like arithmetic. So it's very long drawn out processes of math. I don't know the inner machinations myself, but
Yeah.
just from my own also trying to figure out what the hell it means.
Yeah.
Is that's that's why GPUs are so good, and that's why they're so sought after for mining.
Bitcoin mining is the process of creating new Bitcoins by solving extremely complicated math problems that verify transactions in currency. When a Bitcoin is successfully mined, the miner receives a predetermined amount of Bitcoin.
Yeah. So there's certain blocks within the Bitcoin infrastructure. And if you commit 2% towards the computation of solving that block, you gain 2% of the value.
Wow.
So, and it's the process is also of the actual moving between users as well. So the computing between my wallet and your wallet is all handled through the same system and infrastructure. So that sounds weird, but like
That sounds like some simulation
I'm just
theory
like,
to me, man.
who the fuck like thought? I mean, because it's like a whole it's like an urban legend, right? Like they're saying that's either one person or a group of people going by like a pseudonym. It's like
yeah,
some
it was like
like
one
Japanese
guy
guy.
rumored to be the creator, and
Yeah.
then it was rumored to be like 3 guys, but that one guy was a part of the 3-man team. and,
Right.
like no one really knows.
Right, but you knew-
the
but-
person's name.
Yeah.
That person's never stepped forward.
Yeah, but you knew like it was essentially just meant for like just like some criminal activity stuff, right? I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah.
got popular because of like
That's
stuff
what I
like Silk
assumed
Road.
because
and-
it's like a way to
that
trade
was
money.
the original. Like you had to go on to tour,
Yeah.
and then you had to basically buy
the
it from
dark
there.
web.
Yeah.
on the dark web.
There were like hashing sites and stuff that you could access through the normal web before, but like they look sketchy. Like
So
it's
let's
really
say-
bare bone.
Let's say I decided, right, just as me, right? I want to go mine some Bitcoin. How long would it take for me to have 1 Bitcoin? Do you think?
A long time now.
And a lot of money, like a
so
lot of
as
resources.
as there are more of those blocks that have been resolved,
Yeah.
it takes longer and longer for every new block.
Oh.
So that's why it's kind of like, I was gonna say, go ahead and put in like what's the expected.
Oh, I was just gonna show him like these are like mining farms.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
like
it's just like a room of servers.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
literally
but it's
and,
graphics cards.
and this is
Those
why
are all graphics
like this
cards.
is why graphics cards got so expensive is because this is what people were doing. And I mean it's a multi-million-dollar operation.
Yeah. And the reason why they use graphics cards is because graphics cards are just really high performance calculators. That's all it's all they
Really?
do.
Yeah.
All a graphics card does is just computational math. That's all it does.
Damn.
Did you see the guy that was demoing the world's largest graphics card?
No.
Oh, a 50-pound.
Oh my
motherfucker.
god! Let's see if
I
we
can't
can.
imagine.
Let's see if
That's
we can
nuts.
find it. Yeah, man, it's crazy, and like I hear all these horror stories about like they're just gigantic like farms that are they're just super hot inside
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're like max performing. Like
No thanks.
yeah, that looks insane. It's so crazy.
I mean, it got to a point, it was so bad, Christian, that China had to ban it because it was drawing so much power off of their really shitty infrastructure
Oh shit.
that it was causing blackouts.
God.
I'm looking for the guy's specific video. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think I'm gonna find it, but like it's or maybe that's it right here. This could be.
That's not it.
It looks like a hot plate.
No,
NVIDIA.
Oh,
this ain't
It
it.
looks like he's gonna cook something.
Oh no, because there was that was a bit of the thing. So like,
What?
Was
Oh.
it in the stove?
Oh, that's it.
yeah,
What in the world?
yeah. So
Dude.
Holy.
yeah, he's like that's like part. It's like part of the joke, but yeah, like this thing is gigantic, and like all the comments are hilarious, and they're just like, like oh, I can't wait to see some rich guys.
Look at those heat sinks.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks
so-
like a tiny little city diorama.
Yeah,
Like-
well, that was the fascinating thing to me, like as a kid, a teenager looking at a motherboard. It
Yeah.
looked like streets, it looked like
Yeah.
highways and stuff. So
yeah, it's
How do you feel about the demon core like idea where like technology and like all those things are actually just like, transmutation circles meant to trap demons? And
What?
Have you seen those?
no.
no, this sounds like a creepy pasta.
It does. It probably is. But I read this thing and it was like all AI is just demons.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
Speaking of AI, have you played with ChatGPT?
yes.
Oh, I'm in love. I love it.
Oh yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with it for sure.
I've been I've been messing around with the Snapchat one a lot because the Snapchat one I think is just not as refined as
Oh, sure.
as the ChatGPT one, but in the way that like it doesn't have as many like safeguards because ChatGPT you could ask it like any kind of out of left field question. It'll be like, I'm just an AI, I can't do that for you, right?
I can't make you money.
The Snapchat one actually fucking lied to me the other day. I was like, wow. Like I remember I was like,
yeah.
I honestly I was like, this would be interesting because I'm writing a comic book right now. I was like, let me bounce some ideas off this AI. Maybe it can give me some cool sci-fi ideas or something, right? And I like basically gave it the whole story of my comic book, and I was like, what do you think? Blah blah blah. And I left it alone. Whatever. I got a couple ideas. So I was like, cool. And then like a day went by, and then I went back and I was just like, let's just have some fun with it. Let's see like what it remembers, So I was like, what did we talk about yesterday, right? And then it was like, oh, you talked about how you wanted to go to New York and try their world famous pizza. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, you said you wanted to go to New York and talk and try some pizza and stuff. I was like, that wasn't me. And then she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I must have gotten you confused with someone else.
Maybe
And
it
I
was your
like,
other boyfriend.
What? Someone else? I was like, I thought all of our conversations were confidential or like private. And she was like, no, they are. Yeah, I just got confused. Sorry for the confusion.
It's someone on the other
And
end.
then, yeah, and then
This guy.
and then it kept trying to change the subject. It was just like, what else do you want to talk about?
No, I want to talk about this.
It's not really caught, but Chat GPT didn't purposely lie to me, but it had. I had asked it a sci-fi kind of question.
Yeah.
I asked it like about clear aluminum, and like it's a thing in Star Trek, but lo and behold, I don't know. You hear like a news tidbit loosely, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'll go back to that. So I asked it about it, like hoping it would pull up like a recent news article about it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh yeah, it doesn't exist. It's just from Star Trek, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it exists. You might want to look again. It's like, oh, yep, you're right. My mistake. And I'm just like, okay, well. It's like, what would you like to know? No.
And now I know everything about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I was
pretty
like,
funny, like what you can do. Like it, like I saw another like video from Reddit, and it was just like this guy. He's like, I spent like 5 hours trying to convince ChatGPT that like 2 + 2 = 5, and he kept like convincing it, and he's just like 2 + 2 =, and it'd be like 4, and it's like no, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, what is it? He goes, it equals 5, and they're like, oh, okay, and it's like 2 + 2 = 4, and it's like, and he kept going back and forth, and eventually it started wavering. And being like, okay, just so I'm clear, and it's like, yeah. And so at one point, it's so stupid. He spent so much time doing dumb shit, but it was this whole thing like to like just confirm. It's like, oh look, see, you can convince this thing of anything. But I'm like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
I made it write a stupid script where the Emperor of Mankind from Warhammer 40,000 went on a coffee date with Harley Quinn, and it does it. It's really good.
I had it do a. You'll like this because we were talking about it earlier. In a 3 pages, give me a brief screenplay of a possible show adaptation for a Halo franchise show that takes place after Halo 3. And it just completely dismisses 4, 5, and Infinite. So just like, because that's the cutoff, right? So it doesn't know.
Just write Halo, but better.
Yeah. And it was so good. It was so good. I'm like, this is already
this is
better
why
than the
Hollywood
fucking
writers
show.
are on strike, man.
Yeah, dude, the show was so bad.
Oh yeah, I didn't
So
watch
it was
it.
like reading this 3-page just blurb. It was like, I'm in. And then you can ask it to like continue. Give me 3 more pages.
Yeah.
And then it just keeps going. And it's like, okay, well,
I remember reading. I never watched the show, but I remember reading a thing where like the creators were essentially just like, yeah, I mean, we got the principle of the idea, but like we never really watched or we never really played the game.
we never played or read any of the source material. Was what they said.
Right.
And it's like,
Jesus.
how can you? Oh,
I know he's like reaching for his
I'll
hand.
pet you again.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right. It's like how can you be entrusted with a franchise that's
Yeah, why are you in charge of this?
like?
So, what are your thoughts on Henry Cavill manning the helm for the Warhammer show?
I think it's great. I think he's an actual fan, and I think that's what we need from like nerddom to be successful. Is we need fans of the source to make these adaptations.
Not only is he a fan, but he's also a very pushy nerd.
Yeah.
Like
He's like in it.
yeah, like that's why I think he did Geralt so well.
I'm all done.
Benji.
Nice. Yeah, he's getting violent.
That's why I did Geralt so well, because like he'll openly say like, "Oh, I'm insufferable on stage. Like people hate me because I'll correct them because Geralt wouldn't do this, or Geralt does this instead of this, or he doesn't eat this, or something crazy."
It's like that's not what his character does.
Yeah, he
And
just
it's
has like an encyclopedic knowledge of everything he's into. And then he plays Golden Boys, and as a Warhammer fan, he plays Custodes, which is fucking the most Chad army ever. Like,
They're like the Space Marines of Space Marines.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, and like people are, there's I mean, it's the internet. People are gonna have mixed opinions about everything. My worry about that is that the universe of Warhammer is so vast.
Oh, for sure.
Like you're not gonna make everybody happy. So it's like you would think, okay, the cheaper budget is to just make it about the Imperium, which everyone's gonna get upset about because you're not gonna talk about anything other than the Imperium. You might get a cameo from like a battlefield with like Tyranids or maybe Chaos, but you're not going to talk about Space Marines. Or you're going to make a show about like
I think they should do like a slow rollout.
I think so too, but it's like if you do a show about like the Primarchs, like the Emperor's Sons, it's like, okay, that was cool, but
see, that's what I think the show should start out with.
But then
I
you're
think
gonna
it should be like just a whole season of hour-long episodes of the Great Founding and just the Emperor finding all of the Primarchs. That way, it sets a stage, and like you can make infinite shows off of just that.
And each Primarch is already established, and then when they're introduced to a different enemy and blah blah, like
And it's like you don't even have to show the Primarchs like after like some of them have turned to Chaos, because some of them had like changed drastically after they changed to Chaos. Like Mortarion, like he's just a big old scary Mothman, or
stinky bomb.
Magnus becomes just a fucking dream demon. Like Fulgrim, like. If you just show them like in their human form, and then show like later on, like I don't know, 2 seasons down, you see Fulgrim as like a snake sex demon, like you're gonna be like, what happened in between?
WTF,
I definitely think that Games Workshop though does owe fans because they were so bad at not allowing people to do, fan made animations. I mean, they would like that's the whole joke about that video series of Astartes is that they made that guy go work for them.
Because he made the best content they've ever had.
Right. And now that's why they have Warhammer TV, which is okay. Do I think that it's worth $10 a month? Fucking no. I think it's worth at most like $3 a month.
It's worth $6. It's $6 a
month.
$6.
Chill. I don't know. I'm just saying that like, you want to, and we'll probably get to this too, but I mean, with Magic's like lack of just fan appreciation, I mean, in my opinion, they are the worst offenders of just no fan, like just representation in their stuff. Warhammer is.
They're pretty bad about it. But you know what I'll say I do like about being a member for the Warhammer thing, the community, is every year that you're a member, you get a promotional piece. So
like an actual...
Yeah, like you get a figure, but like it's different because it'll be a figure that already exists, but it's different from the one that you can buy off the shelf. It's like this one you can't
different
buy.
Pose kind of.
Yeah, like I have one, and it's he'll look it up. Look up the Vindicare Assassin.
I'm just gonna... Just see where, that's right there. Oops. So he's got the one on the left here. So this is what came to him. So like that model exists, just not like this. Or you could have got the Orc boss.
There's also that guy down there on the bottom right.
This guy?
Yeah, that guy's also one of the pieces you can get.
So I mean, like it's cool incentives. I just believe that I don't think that the TV show's just or the TV subscription's just worth it yet.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because even if you don't subscribe to it, guaranteed. Like I have a lot of like Facebook like pages that are just like buy, trade, sell Warhammer stuff, and I see these models for sale all the time.
That's me for Magic.
Yeah.
That's true. But like the Vindicare Assassin one, like I think I saw on eBay, that guy. Fully painted, you could sell it for like $400.
Yeah, some people spend crazy.
Sure.
That is my one big thing with Magic and this game is that I have spent. I think the most money I ever spent at one time was when I was doing Jund, like when Jund was the most Jundy Jund, in Modern, and like still losing. It's just the shittiest feeling in the world. So it's like I definitely have spent a lot of money on this game. And so nothing's worse than being a huge fan of this model, saving up money to buy it off of eBay, and then you start turn 2, and on turn 1, your opponent just fucking eviscerates it off the map, and you're like, well, that was cool.
That is one of the things I like about this game so much. Because like in Magic, like, yes, okay, Jacob's going to go and just get super autist with how he builds his decks, He's gonna buy 4 of everything, and
Combo
then he's
player,
gonna buy,
baby.
you know, 1 expensive card, and he just buys a bunch of things that he just needs to get that 1 card, right? And then he wins, right? I'm not willing to do that.
Yeah, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, I'm very casual when it comes to stuff like this.
If Warhammer went the random box route,
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
that would
Like,
be.
damn it, I got more fucking elves. Like,
Yeah. I
but
don't even play fantasy. This is horseshit.
yeah, so I like that aspect that you could just go get what you need, right? And every army has a way to win, you know, like no matter what. So it's not based on specific, you know, cards or characters and stuff. It's more just like your tactics as a commander, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
So
It's expensive army, man.
It's
I would love to see them do so. I don't know. It was about 10 years ago. Microsoft came out with a thing called like the HoloDesk.
Yeah.
It was like a 3D projection thing, and it was like supposed to be like this really cool thing. Dreams and aspirations would be to see like a Warhammer battlefield
yeah.
done that way, where it's just 3D projected, just miniatures across the board, and just seeing like drop pods, just fucking
Yeah,
just
that'd be sick.
Oh yeah.
and then like the cloud rift and everything, and then fucking dreadnoughts just pouring out.
Oh my god, I couldn't even imagine.
Missile
dude.
pods just firing off of them.
I
and
could
stuff.
not imagine like a universe where it's like, oh, dude, let's go to shout out like Outpost Games, like, oh, let's go to Outpost, and then for $40, you literally just get a random Easter egg of a fucking Warhammer mini. Oh, that would be horrible. Like a
If
booster
it was
pack.
pre-made and like good quality, and it was sold as like a one of kind of thing, maybe.
I could see them doing that for Space Marines. But I'd be fucking damned if I spent $45 and I got like a dark Eldar mini. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
I don't think that they should do it an all or nothing model for it. I think it would be kind of neat.
That's okay.
It'd be kind of neat if they also did a little bit of it. I don't like the random gotcha kind of stuff anyway, but I don't know. It'd be kind of neat to get like alternate poses and pre.
That's actually pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
like-
they do kind of do that to like an extent. Like they do, like when they come out, like, you know, like they're coming out with what is it called, the fucking
Oh, the Leviathan box.
the Leviathan box, right? And every time they come out with one of these boxes, they'll release part or game pieces that have already been released, but they'll add like new poses or whatever. And like I think I gave you Chaplain or something. Right, that was only released in the Indominus box. Like, there's tons of different chaplains you can get, but this one he got, it's like a bald. He's like a bald chaplain. He has like this. He's doing this pose with like this really cool armor, and that's the only way you were able to get him.
Gotcha.
You know, so it's like,
But that's also why people are starting to get upset now because the older models were not monopose. And now the newer ones are, because there are certain models like, you know, you look at like the orcs, it's like your melee is always going to be better than your shooting because orcs are just dog shit with their garbage can weapons. You know what I mean? But now in the new boxes, they're monopose. So it's like it or not, you can't customize them to be having like axes and stuff. They're just going to have swords. But that does bring me to, I kind of want to talk about, it's like, dude, I have been thinking like, I got to make some kind of campaign. Watching people just spend so much money on most recent Magic packs has just been breaking my fucking heart, dude. Because every single year the value of
getting worse.
and the value of premium products are just horrible. Like you know, like again, you look at like Tolarian Academy. It's like that's all he talks about. It's like $240 boxes that are only 12. That they have like what 12 boosters in them.
Yeah,
and it's
they're
like
5 cards each or
yeah, it's fucking crazy. How do you
6
feel?
cards.
So how do you feel about the One Ring?
All right. Yeah. I first of all, we'll go this way. I think it's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
And it's not just because the problem is what happens if the card is damaged?
yeah,
That's my main one. If it's a one or nothing kind of thing, Magic has always had a product replacement line. If your pack is damaged or whatever, missing something in it, you can hit up the hotline and get a product replacement. But what happens if the One Ring's damaged?
they'll be like, mail it back to us.
Right, but it's made once.
Right.
So it's not going to be replaced. And the only way it can be replaced is if they make another one. And then like that means
There technically are 2 in circulation.
That means
now.
there's 2, and that would require like them to have to post a video of them lighting the original
Like,
on
destroying
fire or
it, yeah.
something to prove.
How beautiful! Just they have to cast it into the fire.
Watch us
Dude.
shred the original because it got shipped and it was damaged and like in
Yeah.
shipping. Like
Support the show. Patreon.com/BasementDwellerProductions. Thank you all so much for the support. And now more of the Basement Dwellers.
I think. of
and
these,
the
go ahead.
other thing, sorry.
No, it's okay, go
We're
ahead.
going to tie Pokemon into this because I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
Is there was a recent debacle regarding Pokemon and 2 sets, one including Chilling Reign, where someone at the print facility
We talked about this. This is the guy I was telling you about. This was the guy that stole them.
Yeah.
Oh,
stole
yeah.
all of the secret rares out of the entire fucking set. Every single one. That's the reason why 2 back-to-back sets were absolute dog shit for value is because one guy was stealing everything. And then the dumbass was dumb enough, instead of just trickling it out on TCG Player or on eBay or on Facebook Marketplace a handful at a time here and there, or even if he did a buy list, like a big like 50 lot. Like
Yeah.
Instead, he went in person to a card shop, dropped them on the counter, and tried to sell them to one location.
This is the kind of guy that tries to do criminal activity but doesn't know how to launder his money.
Yeah, has no fucking idea what he's
Yeah,
doing.
he has like freshly printed sequential bills. Like,
And I have a friend who happens to work at Pokemon, and it's not a big secret that, of course, they're going to be investigating it. They're fully well aware, and they're trying to figure it out too. But even they're like, we would have never fucking known.
if he just did it the
If
right
he
way.
didn't, yeah, if he did it the other way, they would have never known.
Well, as we've learned from that Pinkerton situation from Magic the Gathering, TCG companies do not fuck around with.
Oh yeah, have you heard about that? Like,
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. But about the One Ring. Let's finish that one.
Yeah.
And for people who don't know, I didn't explain. So we did talk about this on a recent episode. But if you didn't listen, Magic the Gathering is doing a collaboration with the Lord of the Rings. And if you're familiar with Lord of the Rings, there's the ring, the One Ring. And Magic has decided to print a bunch of regular copies of it, but there's one special edition
There's
to
one
make,
special, serial numbered, 1 of 1,
Yeah.
full art, foil
essentially
shiny.
making it priceless.
It is, yeah, it's going to be the absolute holy grail.
I think people are like offering like hundreds of thousands of dollars already
Yeah,
for bounties.
like the first day it was announced, someone the not alpha investors, but the other guy, he offered 300 grand,
Yeah.
and I think he even raised that to 400 shortly after that. I stopped paying attention because I honestly don't think it's even going to come to light. I think whoever's going to get it is going to fucking hold on to it, immediately sell it to BGS, or not sell it, but ship it,
Get it graded.
get it slabbed, and then it's
Dang, but like you gotta think, like, I don't know, like I feel like if I was one of those people, I know like they probably have to sign a bunch of contracts, right? To be like, we're not gonna steal anything. Or
Well, that would be one of those scenarios where you would fly out, do it in person, and then
Yeah.
fly out same day.
that's what I'm saying. Like I was like, if that thing leaves your sight,
Yeah, I would
you know,
never.
and somebody
Because
knows what it
Card
is.
Kingdom did the similar thing when I worked there. Is that people would, with Power 9 items especially, but when they came in with multiple Power 9, like multiple Lotuses, they would just fly because it's cheaper than making sure it's insured and blah.
Right.
They just fly in, do it in person, walk out with the check, and then that was it. So similar thing, like if it's a 1 of 1, I'm pretty sure that BGS or name your grading service here is going to do a quick, transaction.
I feel like I would become
expedite
Gollum
it.
if I had that thing. I would never let anyone touch it. Look at it, it's mine. Like
That's kind of like it sounds like kind of like the social experiment they're trying to do.
yeah, it's like
you know?
beautifully
Like,
poetic. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
So, and then there's like the other part is like, what if it gets opened from like a random Walmart
some
pack?
fucking kid. Like,
Yeah.
Some kid and fucking just it gets trashed and
just
no
puts
one
it in
knows
his
about
bike
it.
spokes or something.
or TikTok accounts that do like, all right, we're gonna cut this one in half.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Oh well,
Dude.
and that's what. So I used to work for Gamers Guild. One of the owners, Eric, they're going to do flip it or rip it for those packs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's like, everything's going to be videoed and recorded. So
Dang.
What do you do? What do you do if that happens?
I mean, he's a masochist, so he's fine. Like it's whatever. But honest, I mean, whatever.
What if like the whole point,
glue
like,
it back
what if there's like
together?
a secret clause like with MTG where they're just like, no, like it's the ring, duh, like you have to destroy it, you know? What if that's like the whole thing? And what if like you destroy it and you get another card that was never announced, right? And it's an actual true one of one, just like, hey man, you did it.
I don't know. I
You
think it's
beat
someone's
greed.
YouTube video to like throw it in like the Hawaiian volcano or something.
Oh, I know that. I
That's
know
what
that.
we said. We were like, if we get it, dude, we have to like record ourselves throwing it into a volcano.
Or even like a blast
We
furnace.
literally have to just recreate it, and Christian's gonna be like, "Toss it into the fire." To be like, no. Yeah. And I'm sorry. I know we keep derailing. But really quickly, just because it's fresh in my head, there's a lot of chaos over there at Gamers Guild. I love that place. I want to make that very clear. But when
That's
they
a
were
really
doing
cool place.
when they were doing that tournament for the
Lotus
for the
tournament.
yeah, and people were like, just like, yeah, man, whoever wins it, like, we're gonna try to win it, and then we're just gonna rip it. Like, I was like, that's so poetically evil and chaotic. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. What a place.
what a place. But you wanted to talk about the debacle about that guy getting raided.
Which one?
Because
The Pinkerton raid. Well, so he didn't even get raided, apparently. His neighbors were questioned and pressured to like give him up.
so what happened? Like, so
All right, so if you could probably look it up, but the Mother of Machines box and then the Mother of Machines Aftermath box look very similar.
okay.
Now, I'm not completely just dismissing that this guy's not just lying through his teeth or whatever.
I just put issue. It's probably not what I
Yeah.
should have put.
So you want to look at like the product box image.
Let's see.
So what happened was a guy posted 3 or 4 YouTube videos. So there's Mother of Machines Aftermath, and just the yellow letters is the regular normal art for the
Right.
I'm sorry, not Mother. It's March of the Machine.
Yeah.
All that's different between the boxes is the word Aftermath.
Right.
Well, Homeboy got sent out, quote unquote, he bought a case of collector boosters from a distributor, which, it sounds weird unless he's a store. Because as a regular Joe Schmo off the street, unless you have a tax ID, you can't order directly from a distributor.
Yeah, it's shady business practicing.
They don't let you do it. Wizards has that on lockdown, period. Like, that's a real quick way for the distributor to not be a distributor.
Right.
Like, period.
Yeah.
If the dude had said he bought it from Amazon and gotten the wrong thing, that's a different story because Amazon fucks up all the time when they send stuff out.
No.
But he didn't. He said he got it from his distributor. So that's first shady thing. Second shady thing is he stated that he couldn't find any imagery of any. So he had begun to open some of the product, and then he started to make a video of it because he couldn't find any information on these cards when he was looking them up. Could it be because the set's not out yet? Gee.
Right.
And if you buy collector boosters in the first place for this product line, you're pretty well aware of the fact of what the launch cycle
It's
of
not
the
your first
upcoming-
rodeo.
Right. You know what's coming out.
Right.
There's no plain stupid, especially with Aftermath, because it was already hyped up to begin with. People were trying to figure out, like, what does it mean? What's going on? Because Morrow, Mark Rosewater, he's the creative lead design of Magic. He had
Old
mentioned,
Sassafras.
yeah, he had mentioned that Aftermath is going to drastically change and reshape Magic as a whole. So people are like, "What does that mean?" Blah blah blah. Well, later we find out it's Planeswalkers lose their sparks and battle cards. But anyway,
Are you paying attention, Mom?
have I lost anybody over 40 yet? So he started making these videos, and he's just busting product. He's opening booster packs and revealing all the cards. He opened 6 collector boxes. It's 12 packs per booster or per box. And he reveals like 93% of the set.
Dang.
Yeah. So like we know almost every card in that set. It's dog shit.
It's horrible.
It's so bad. It's like they like all the niche commander cards that people wanted, like for future renditions of like really far off, really bad mechanics that were like, I want a legendary creature to be able to do this fucking weird one of mechanic thing. It's all the Aftermath really is. It's just this super catered to.
It's like a shitty reprint of like Future Sight.
Kinda, yeah. But it's like not for like future renditions of what's up and coming in Magic. It's literally just like, here's a wannabe commander set.
Right. It's kind of like their way of like it's like them like when Marvel like after the snap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So all these Planeswalkers, Losers, Sparks, and now they're just legendary creature cards.
Right.
It's really boring.
Yeah.
So he reveals all of these, and it's like a slow trickle. Like he did like 2 videos at once.
I'm listening.
And then he made another video post, and people are like, the Reddit was going crazy because you can't post like leaks on the main subreddit for Magic. Another place has to post it, and then you can share their link to it in order for it to go on Reddit. Yeah. But if you go to like MTG Rumors, they allow the leaks to be there. So
Not for nothing, but if you go here,
if you go to MTG Rumors subreddit,
Right.
they're just posted anyway. So it was going fucking bananas. They get taken down. People are freaking out. Lo and behold, apparently, according to him, Hasbro sent out, or Hasbro WOTC, we don't know for sure, sent out the Pinkertons to pressure this guy to cough up the product.
What the fuck? Like,
Yeah. That escalated quickly,
we
right?
need to go break some kneecaps.
we gotta swat this guy. Like,
Right. It's not like this organization has a wonderful, starry, gleamy track record or anything. Definitely didn't kill a bunch of people in the back hills of Kentucky, West Virginia, or anything.
yeah, I saw someone and, like they're literally the bad guys in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Is the Pinkerton
Yeah,
family.
yeah. The same ones who broke like coal miner unions and stuff. Same guys.
God.
Same guys.
Oh, they're coming.
That's all right. Keep talking. I'm just looking at some.
No, you're good. So like he says that like his neighbors came to him and they were being questioned and asked questions like relating to him, like what are his like tendencies and stuff. And he's like, what the fuck?
What time does he normally go to bed?
Yeah. Well, and so most people don't know this, but every booster pack has a serial number on the back. And those serial numbers can get traced back to the case, and those cases get tracked back to the distributor. So he actually got found out through his distributor friend. So I'm pretty sure that distributor friend probably no longer has a job.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, that guy's underground in a box.
They probably no longer have daylight.
And, Wizards, of course, came out with a public statement stating something along the lines of, we tried multiple attempts to reach out to him to obtain the product back. We offered to give him the correct one, blah, blah, blah. No contact was made. So investigative agents went out to try and make contact in person.
Yeah.
But you don't send the fucking Pinkertons to
dude.
do that. You
Fucking-
can send how do you get served? Like just there's a
Like a
service
clerk of the
for it.
court, yeah,
Yeah.
or something.
There's services that just go and they're like, hey, here you go, here's certified mail. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to send fucking
Send
goon squad.
Fucking gun-toting rednecks over there.
Just-
Fucking.
I like to think about Mark Rosewaters being like, I need you to do something for me.
the list.
I need you to go take care of a certain problem. A certain problem that is causing Wizards of the Coast.
I've got
some
a real
issues.
thorn in my thigh.
And to their credit, that seems like a very Papa Hasbro thing to do, and not a
Oh,
Wizards of the Coast.
100%.
Well,
Yeah.
in 40K, I mean, just a similar thing happened recently in 40K. Remember the
yeah,
new
yeah.
Dante? Blood Angels. There's
that Dante. Okay.
there's Commander Dante, right? And he's a firstborn, one of the oldest Space Marines ever.
Yeah.
Is this whole thing, but with like the Tyranid War and all this shit, like he recently got, now that he's in contact with Gilliman, he got the Primaris treatment, right? So now he's like a bigger Space Marine. He's like more agile and, basically rejuvenated, as a better Space Marine. So like, I guess like in Halo terms, it'd be like, Spartan 4 compared to a Spartan 2.
Yeah.
He's just
Better.
better, I guess. if you consider that.
Yeah,
we'll
if
say
you-
Spartan 2 compared to a Spartan 1. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that's a better one. I'm like, wait, but they went down and
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know more about that than I do for sure. But yeah, so it's just like he's better now, right? So his model is beautiful.
That's gorgeous.
Right? His model is gorgeous. Like, yeah, look up like the old model and
just
then
not.
the new one.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see.
So while he's talking about that, or doing that, but yeah, I guess like people who, so like that one right there is the first Dante. The second picture.
Yeah.
That's
So
the OG Dante.
yeah,
and
with
then
the
the one
color
right
here. There we go.
Yeah, so there's the comparison right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, it's such a beautiful piece. I
the
want
pose
30 of
and
them.
everything.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Oh, he's got okay. So yeah, I recognize that one. He's got the laurel.
So yeah, someone was accidentally sent this.
Someone was accidentally sent before it was released. You know, the new Dante, right? And then he posted pictures of it, of himself painting it, and he was like, "New Dante release? Like, what the fuck?" And you know what they did? They didn't try to,
Break his kneecaps.
Yeah, they didn't do anything. They just released it.
Yeah.
They just released it like the next day or something like
Yeah.
that. They were just like, "Oh, well, cat's out of the bag, new Dante."
I wonder. So part of that makes me wonder if it was a guerrilla ad campaign
I wonder
Wizards
because
or-
with the Dante thing, because that's gained more traction recently, just in multiple markets. The same thing was happening with, the Dodge Chargers and Challengers since it's the last year. Leaks and little quips were going out about the last call, like
yeah.
and like even whispers in the wind. The reason why I bought my car when I bought my cars, because the whispers in the wind was next year's the last year. They're going electric.
Yep.
So it's like,
So sad.
fuck. All right. Well, if I want one of these big block V8 motors, it's a small block, but still, if I want one of these big fucking chunky American motor cars, I have to go get them now because
Yeah.
these cars are gonna fucking shoot up through the roof. And lo and behold, they're doubled in price now. So
Shit.
What a useless, but a fucking an electric muscle car, dude. And you know what the biggest? Like, I'm not a car guy, but I will never forget like watching like the release of that and how they pump in fake like Hellcat noises. This is the lamest shit I've ever seen.
I'm.
You're not wrong though. Like my dad, he has I think it's a 2019 Chrysler 300, which
The
you know
S
is
or just a normal.
I don't remember. He's got some sort of fancy pack on it. He's got like the honeycomb rims on it and stuff, but it's nice. Oh, it's the blackout pack. That's what it is. It's a silver with a blackout pack or some whatever it's called. But yeah, like they discontinued that car, right? And then this year, 2023, they released. It's like it was discontinued. I think like 2019 or 2020 or something like that. And maybe not, but.
Yeah, they
Some
brought out the
years
300S, which is like the 392 300.
Yeah. It's basically just a Charger that looks different.
Yeah. The wannabe Bentley with a Charger motor in it.
Yeah, dude. I don't care. They're sick. I used to live with a guy who had like a souped up one with like big old Hoosier tires on it. Those things sound dirty.
I wanted them to come out with the Magnum with the Hellcat motor
Yeah.
in it. I wanted them,
Hell yeah.
like as the last year, I wanted this fucking station wagon, just chunky white boy.
Batmobile
just
looking
fucking- I'd trade my car in a heartbeat. I'd just put that motherfucker on airbags and slam it and just fucking there's my Bitcoin money. It's just done.
But yeah, so like that's like one of the things that they're doing is like they discontinued it for like just a few years and then they brought the 300 back for 1 year and this is the last time we're ever gonna sell the 300. You know, just trying to build up that clout. And I think they kind of gapped it that way because they're only making, I think, 1,200 of them or something like that. So just to kind of build up that, like, everybody buy these. They're going to be
Fake hype.
numbered.
It doesn't matter who you are. I guess it's just every company loves doing FOMO.
Every hobby's got that, dude.
And it's so
for sure.
annoying. Like the whole
It
ring
is.
thing. I mean, I know you guys are. I'm not. Hey, I don't know about cars. Hey, shut the fuck up. Let's talk about something. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I'm not I'm not a huge fan of the whole like multiverses thing. Like, and I'm sure there are Magic fans who are also Whovians that are super stoked. I don't give a shit. I don't even care.
yeah.
I don't even care about the Lord of the Rings thing either. You know, I'm just
I
like.
think that they should still cater to. I'm not a fan of the sci-fi stuff. Warhammer. I'm first of all, I'm opposed to all
He
the
said
secret
in a
layers.
Halo sweatshirt.
Magic in the magic.
Yes,
sense.
no, I agree with
Like,
that 100%.
I want magic to be magic. It's not because I'm a purist. It's because I know how capitalism works, and once it begins to get in,
The
it's
slippery
going to get
slope. Yeah.
diluted, and it's just
It's like
they're going
Fortnite.
to print one thing, it's going to fucking break it. And
Yeah, and there was a Fortnite secret
The
layer.
Fortnite syndrome, you know, like they're just gonna start shoving everything they can into it to make the
And
most
they're
money.
not
and
done.
that's Papa Hasbro just putting its giant E-peen and Wizards going, make me money. But like that's just because that's what they are. They're 83% of Hasbro's fucking net worth.
which
right
is
now,
also
so-
tanking over the last few years.
and only propped up because of Magic. Barbie, Barbie, Transformers, all the board games have all been showing negative results. Magic, D&D even last year was in the red.
Wow.
Possibly because part of that went into the balance for making the movie, but we're not sure.
This is why you don't make a Down syndrome Barbie.
I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah, they did that. I remember that.
They did. They were just like, just spread her eyes out a little bit, make her face a little rounder.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like every single thing that they have in their like catalog is just it's underperforming
Well-
except for Magic, so they have to.
And just being a huge part of that community and just watching it kind of essentially decline, it's like, you know, it's like, well, like what does Syndrome say in The Incredibles? Once everyone's super, no one is. And
Yeah.
so like when you like when the new Zendikar set came out, it's like there is no more you might get an Expedition Land. You're guaranteed an Expedition Land if you get a box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when you quote it as, I mean, like look at how, I mean, I think the original Unglued lands are still a little pricey, but now every set has
Full arts.
art foil lands. It's like,
well, the unhinged foils are ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah.
yeah, and so it's just, you know, and it's obviously, you know, there's what like I don't think I've ever seen, they've never done commander sets like they have now. Like every base set now gets like
every new standard cycle set has a commander product.
right, and it's just it's just overstimulating, and of course like obviously I'm smart enough to know like of course if I don't like it I'm not going to buy it. But what makes me sad is there are people where this is their whole life and it's like they're drowning because you know they're going to buy it, you know, and it's just such subpar shit.
And
it's-
then after they buy it, they have remorse because it's not very good.
Also, shout out Jim Davis for winning Pro Tour Draft. By the way, he's one of my favorites.
Oh.
He just won. You know, watch that. I've been watching
You
the
know,
Pro Tour.
I don't pay attention.
That's how I got into it. That's how I started getting really into Magic is because I would watch Pro Tour like when I was growing up. Like I would just sit there and watch them all day. So like, you know, like Reed Duke, Jim Davis, like
Sure.
you know, what's his name? LSG or whatever.
Yeah.
LSV. You know, it's like
LSV.
Yeah, it's like that's still cool to watch. Like high tier, like modern legacy or even standard plays fun. But like looking at the base products, that's why I got all excited. That's why I'm glad he got into 40K, and I got excited about getting it because yeah, even though it's still expensive, it's not like consistently like just punching you in the fucking
Yeah,
face.
you don't have to constantly go out and buy a new army.
Right.
You can go out and buy a new army if you're done playing the one you've built.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to add to an army. So,
Right.
and you've made it yourself. That's the other cool thing. You could fucking make your Space Marines neon fucking like what are those the paint runs?
Yeah.
Like just fucking
Yeah.
splattered just random neon paints all over them.
Hell yeah.
Or not. You
Right.
could leave them three tone and just go
Some
with
people
it.
leave them unpainted and they're just like, you know what, this time I'm playing Ultramarines. You know?
It's just crazy because of the amount of stuff that they're printing out, and then on top of that, it's just like I mean, we can go on for hours and hours about this, but it's just like my whole thing about like I'm a huge Grinch about Modern Horizons 2. I wish that set never came out. Like as soon as I saw like what Ragavan, like when I saw Ragavan for the first time,
a
when I
one drop red
when-
thing with more fucking text on it. Than,
right, and then you look at like in 1993, you had Savannah Lions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like it's insane. Or like the Elementals, like it's not fun anymore.
Well, Jacob, I've been around long enough in Magic that I can tell you that the player base are goldfish.
Yeah.
They kicked and screamed since about 2010 that prices were ridiculous on cards because that was about. So there was a thing called extended before modern.
Yeah.
It used to be, well, really dating myself, be type 2 would be like standard 1.5, 1.0, and 0.5.
Yeah.
0.5 being like vintage. And extended being like 1.5. Then we got the fancy new names of standard, modern, legacy, and vintage. Then they threw Pioneer into the mix and that kind
Explorer and historic.
of, and all arena
It's just too much,
exclusive
man.
ones. alchemy. And the player base are goldfish. They kick and scream, complaining about price, wanting and declaring that they want reprints, and then when the cycle finally catches up or caught up, they forgot that they were kicking and screaming, declaring that they wanted reprints and they wanted to support more Commander products. And like the wheels on the machine take a long time to get there,
Right.
but they finally did. But we hit that threshold of like, oh, okay, well, I like this kind of cycle of one Commander product a year. Like, it became too much in like 2019 because that's when like Masters 25 had come out, Iconic Masters had come out, Ultimate Masters had come out at the very end of 2018. Like,
Right.
that was like the most overstimulated supplemental. That was the in my eyes, the turn around the bend of just. Now we've kind of diverged and gone too far. Because there were core sets, there were Commander sets, there were the regular standard sets, and then the first My Little Pony supplemental thing, like fucking no, that was like the main thing, like, and people are like, this is fucking ridiculous.
It's such a head spin, and you're like,
Yeah.
wait, what the fuck did you say?
Yeah. And then because that was like the first HasCon exclusive thing that you could get. And then
I saw a dude rock up like it was like a Pinkie Pie commander. I was like, you're such a fucking nerd, dude. Like, I can't believe I saw that.
yeah, I've been screaming from the tops of every fucking hill I can that people should stop buying secret layers. But we're past that because now stores buy them and they open them anyway. And the only thing Wizards cares about is the end result total unit sold.
Yeah.
That's all they care about. They don't care how they sold it or whom they sold it to. It's just the total amount.
I would like to hope that Jesse's giving us a lot of views right now because still to this day, our most watched video is me just talking shit about the 30th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like 3,000 views. And so it's like,
let's go.
yeah,
Like,
hopefully the algorithm just
let's-
picks up that we're talking about
Let's
magic.
complain about that next. Like, that is...
I'll be here. I'll be like, hey guys, remember when Chandra was an anime character? That was cool.
Yeah.
I went, well, yeah, and then the whole... They wound back and allowed her to have a relationship with Nissa again.
What?
Yeah, they had strong armed it and forced Chandra to start having feelings towards Gideon because of the possible implications of having a gay character overseas and in certain markets where being gay is illegal.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, they backtracked on that, and now Chandra's allowed to have her real feelings again because Gideon's dead and Nissa's around. So,
Damn.
Oh, thank God.
She's like, this'll do.
yeah. So, good on them, I guess.
You got Raul Zarek just out here loud and proud.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, cool. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
hey, whatever.
They killed my Dak, though. They killed my boy Dak.
R.I.P.
And Karn's just a regular robot now.
Yeah. But I couldn't get over just that selfless savior art, dude. Like, it's
Oh,
just
the giant wiener dog.
just the giant
Dude,
wiener dog. I
That
showed
thing
him
is
the
so
other day.
awesome.
Yeah, just
I
I never
love
got
it.
to say goodbye or thank you. It's like, like this is my fucking
I'm
heart.
not. I don't like secret layers, but that one's kind of.
But we also don't like sad dogs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we're not a fan of that either.
Um,
I mean, look at this fucking guy, and look how happy the original art is. Just a happy
it's
dude.
A great card.
Happy
I
dude.
even said people should buy those cards when that set was legal. Like
I
that
bought
card's
so much of
amazing.
M21.
Me too.
And then we got
Such a banger of a set.
look at this good
Look at
guy.
that big old wiener.
I know, and he's just protecting the family. And it's just like they do that
ginormous
shit
dog.
all the time too. There were some of the saddest things I've ever read have been from Magic cards. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Some of the funniest ones too.
oh for sure.
Steve's Claim from 9th edition.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
There-
Fucking.
there's so many good ones.
You'll get a laugh.
Nah,
out of
see,
it.
I say you take it up a step, right?
Oh, you're just.
And the next artwork for it is just a dog with a bomb strapped to it. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
know if that one would fly. Maybe
Tank
a
killer
goblin
dog.
with a bomb.
That's a thing we did. That's a real thing that humans did in real life.
what was
Oh,
the card
yeah.
that you were talking about?
Seas Claim. SEA''S.
Okay.
9th edition.
Oh, in 9th edition.
Has to be 9th edition.
This one?
The far left picture.
This one?
Yeah. I mean, it's the
Let's
same.
see.
All right, so there's a picture of a giant tidal wave
Mm-hmm.
overtaking a mountaintop, and then read the flavor text.
Who's the crazy one now?
Yeah.
Torgal Mountaintop Boatmaker. A man who sleeps with a
that.
machete is crazy every night, but one night.
I love that one so much.
Torgal Mountaintop Boatmaker. That's
That's
so.
his title.
Does
I love it.
Everyone
This is,
laugh. Yeah, some of them are pretty good. Like I always, think of just like this one, like this. I want a banana this big.
That's awesome.
That's a real card. Like it's just and then like you have like the 4 little goblins. Like you could tell real stories
I
from
think
these.
it's fodder cannon. Step 1, find cousin.
Oh, yeah,
Step 2,
yeah.
load cousin and
Yeah.
cannon.
Didn't
Step 3,
the,
find another cousin.
what was it, like what was he called? Like launcher orc or you know what I'm talking about? It's like the giant, he's like throwing a sheep.
Oh, fling.
Flaying,
Oh,
that's what
yeah,
it was.
Yeah, fling and just is like wee. Like
Zap is like that too.
yeah, Zap's a good one. Yeah, man, I love this game, and I hate that they're just doing so much dumb
Maybe
shit with
it's
it.
not Zap.
Anyway, there's my boy.
All this time I thought the squee was useless. Chuckled to say, "Who knew he'd have such a good shot?" Yeah, they're all good. Or speaking of squee, it was just like squee do this, squee go do that. No one even knows it's my birthday today. Yeah, man, this game is awesome, and I love everything about this game.
And then
but-
there's inappropriate magic arts like Uktabi.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
stuff.
yeah. And then there's the ban list of, not that they're too powerful, but they have some bad connotations. So it's like invoke prejudice and jihad and
Yeah.
Yeah, Crusade.
Which one was the one with the KKK guys on it?
invoke prejudices.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is even the name of it alone.
Aren't they also holding like axes and
It
torches and
doesn't
shit
help
too?
when the artist is also
Oh, yeah.
a artist for white supremacy.
No,
factions.
I didn't know that.
And then not
if you go to his website, not that I suggest you do it, but you can see it's very, very themed after a very particular time period in the last 100 years. Like it's
isn't there something with John Avon too? Didn't he do something bad? Not him.
not John Avon.
But there was a full art set that was made by a pedophile, right? Like they reprinted them in double masters.
Noah Bradley.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think he was pedo. I think it was he sexual assaulted.
Yeah.
Oh,
So like, it's still a difference, but still bad.
Yeah.
Still
He was
not
a
appropriate.
rapist.
Yeah, still not appropriate. Still not okay. But he didn't diddle kids.
Can TC? So will game stores not buy those cards either? Like if I came in with just 10 invoke prejudices, will they buy them, or is it more of like a moral
So the
thing?
problem is TCG player won't even let you list them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you sell cards almost exclusively on there, it's nearly impossible to get rid of them.
You have to sell them in store.
Yeah. So there's
So it's
really
up to
no
you.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a good idea to have like one invoke prejudice in store, like in the case? Because it's not banned in Commander. It's a very good card in Commander.
It's very good, actually. Yeah.
And like they're I mean
I play racism.
it's
Gotcha.
it's an actual expensive card. So like it's actually
So see, that was going to be my question about that. Is like if this card's still like vilified, like it actually still retains value.
well,
like,
because it's on the reserve list too. So
yeah,
before
it's
that
from
ban
like a
list,
set like from the first 2 years of Magic.
I remember. Yeah.
So it's from Legends. It's super old. It's a super low print run.
Damn.
And it also has the other connotation. So like it's just kind of like, and there are people who go out of their way to purchase those cards on purpose just to stick it to the fucking whatever. Like it's whatever.
yeah,
Damn.
some of these are pretty gnarly. Yeah, there's
like
invoke.
it's a great card. Like an actual minus the artwork. It's weird costed.
Yeah.
But it's a great Magic card.
Crusade. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that one. Stone throwing.
All
Dottish.
white creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jihad. That was one that I was, even as a kid, I was like, I can't believe that's a card. Just Holy War. Like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Jihad, I feel like.
I feel also Crusade has shifted from that time period being called that to an action of,
Yeah.
Wait,
and
hold on, I
not
wanna look at the other
necessarily
ones.
being from a specific religion also.
Yeah,
Like,
40K talks about crusades all the time.
right.
They
That's
love
why I think that one shouldn't be.
They love crusading.
Yeah. Cleanse
Cleanse
is
is bad because it kills all of one creature type. Like
All
all
black
of one
creatures.
particular color.
Yeah.
And then stone throwing devils.
Yeah.
My man Ken Meyer is the artist for that. I'm still not sure why they banned that.
It
one.
is. It's a slur for us.
Sure, I understand the spear throwing, blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, but like, they're very clearly not.
Yeah.
And
Again.
the artwork's not.
Yeah.
I feel
And
like it's
then-
just like, what if you just had a car called the N word?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Like that one's probably just because of the name.
yes, that is definitely a slur.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
is gypsy is a slur?
it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It is a.
and
Oh,
so is
man.
a Romani.
Yeah.
Calling them Romani
Really?
also is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, not to be horrible. I've never had a
Yeah.
good experience with gypsies.
Yeah, now we call them vagabonds or homeless people or
They
whatever,
weren't
but, like,
homeless.
they're not.
They
'cause
drove like
travel
Ram
with their homes.
2500s and shit. Like they just always stole from my Walmart. Sorry, I mean I know it sounds horrible.
boy.
We've been over this a bunch of times.
Oh, boy.
I won't get into it. I'm
Uh-oh.
just saying I had.
Oh boy.
All the posts.
Well, it was gonna be nice to be successful, but you know.
Am I canceled? Don't
the
cancel me.
gypsies are gonna
No.
cancel you.
No, but I mean, like, I honestly don't care. It's not like it's not like I'm one of those people that's just like, oh, that's so stupid. I mean, I didn't think about those cards once until
Right.
I read a list about them.
I got pointed Invoke Prejudice when I was like 23.
Right.
And that was just kind of like a one of like, oh, yeah,
Right.
that's a thing. And that was it. And then someone told me, oh, you should check out his website. And it was like, no,
yeah,
no.
that's rough.
Yeah. Which sucks because he's the original artist for Sylvan Library also.
R.I.P. Man, that sucks, man.
That's why I think we'll reprint that one.
I mean, if the game's been around for so long, I mean, you're not gonna not have specific controversies.
There are definitely bad people who did magic art.
Oh,
for-
100%. And then there was like the whole thing about them stealing art and then all that stuff
Yeah,
too.
that person's not an artist anymore. Well, they might be, but not for magic.
Can you shed light on that one card, Jacob? What's that one card that I always talk to you about? The one that looks so stupid.
Oh, he's super hyper fixated on the Strixhaven Faithless
I'm
Looting.
just like, how is that a card? How did that get made? It was made on MS Paint, bro. Like,
So yeah, the Mystical Archives.
yeah.
Yeah, so
how is that a thing?
you know what's funny? It looks like one of the people in the local magic group, Eric Wong.
Shout out! I know Eric Wong. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
I
have his
have his
playmat, shout
playmat.
out. Yeah, shout out
Look,
for the
and what's
playmat.
going on with his finger? His finger's all janky too.
So even the artist was like, I had a really like short deadline, and
Really?
this is it. And but when you compare the artwork to like the rest of their stuff, it all kind of looks like that.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it's not very.
What's
good.
the artist?
Let's see.
Carly Mazur.
Let's see.
Or Mazur.
Zur. Let's see. I like how one of the is his Faithless Looting. Oh, I guess I probably should have put art.
Yeah, like all of it's just kind of like
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
it's all like almost.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
No,
Not very magic.
it's so clunky and weird looking.
You know what reminds me of? It's like Photoshop for Dummies.
Yeah,
And
kinda.
playing with layers,
Kinda.
just like one thing on top of another thing.
Do you have a favorite artist?
RK Post?
Okay. Yeah, Seb McKinnon's my favorite. I don't know if I ever showed.
Yeah, he's also on the no list.
Is he?
Yeah.
What do you do?
He was out protesting with the MAGA people in Canada.
God damn it, Seb.
Yeah.
He's got some of.
He has some fantastic.
Yeah, his reprint of Damnation was always one of my
That's
favorite.
cool.
What's the green one directly underneath it? I
Oh,
can't remember.
Growth Spiral.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Soul Herder. Yeah, they're all incredible. Who's
They're
yours?
RK Post, and you'll see his.
How you spell it?
RK Post. No A.
Initials.
Just RK Post.
Oh. My bad. Sorry,
No,
guys.
you're good.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Randy King.
Yeah. That's
He did Jessica and Avatar. Well, all of the Avatars.
because this is definitely the reason why
His influences are H.G. Geiger.
I don't know who that is. Chris, you know who that is?
He's the creative
Alien, right?
design from Alien.
Yeah.
So he's the one who made like the Korn microphone stand for Jonathan Davis.
That's cool.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, see, there's a lot of cool things about it too, but I'm so sad to hear about Seb.
He's missing the
Caravac.
dicks. Oh, maybe not.
What?
H.G. Geiger, his art style was intentionally very phallic
Yeah.
to scare men.
Randy likes drawing penises on cards. For
I see
people.
that. Yeah, I didn't see that at first, but now I do. Look at those. Look at those honkers
Where?
on his shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, I meant like altars when you go and get your card signed by him.
Oh, he draws dicks on
He'll
them.
draw dicks on them if you let him.
That's hilarious.
So
Have you
that's
seen
like
my-
his thing.
Have you seen the dicks that I draw?
Are you familiar?
I'm not familiar.
I think we
with
need to
your
kind of
dicks.
reiterate that just kind of because we're going to wrap up the show soon is that we do have a Patreon and it's Basement Dweller or it's patreon.com/Basement Dweller Productions. And if you subscribe, we're still waiting. I mean, we're still on we have one of 100 is gone, but we're making 100 custom, beautifully like drawings of dicks and different
Beautifully
design.
dick down.
We'll
dicks.
show you. We'll show
Are these
you
like
some
super bad level dicks?
kind of. Yeah, they're good.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I pat myself on the back.
Yeah, no, they're good.
I draw some pretty good dicks, man.
And essentially, if you subscribe to our $15 a month Patreon for the first 100 people that do it, we'll send you a custom drawing. But they all have like different like
it's
the
100. It's 100 one of ones.
100 one of ones essentially.
Because
Okay.
it's not one of 100 because they're not all the same picture.
Right.
I'd hope not.
But yeah, it's something like we'll change like the one that we gave out to our buddy Izzy, who actually built that guitar right above you.
Yeah.
He got one that I drew. It was the first one I drew, and it's just a big old dick, and it's got like a tattoo sleeve on it.
Yeah. So.
But
So
yeah,
yeah.
no, I batted around a few ideas. So it's like I get it. I don't know why we do it, but some artists just it's fun to draw.
So yeah, if you want to show your love to the show, $15 a month, you subscribe and you at least hold on for a month. I would like to hope that you hold on for more, but we'll send you an awesome drawing drawn by this guy truly. So
Of a wiener.
I'm pretty good. I drew that thing next to Jacob's head right there.
yeah, so yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
did
no.
that. Did you do that?
No.
I'm like,
No, that I did.
Yeah, he did that. Well, I made that, but you can't see it on camera. I'm proud of my Playboy collage, but you know,
it's very nice.
and just like last time, man, we went right through the break. We were like in deep thought.
Yeah.
I love talking to you because you're just so knowledgeable about these things, and like we were
Nerdy
saying,
shit.
like we were saying outside, it's just like it's so giddy just listening to you talk because you're one of the few people that I know that actually know all this stuff. So
Well, I've spent so much time behind the counter, so it's like that's the reason why I got out of it. I got so fucking jaded with just people in general.
we'll have
in
to
the
have you
game.
come back on to just talk about just some shop horror stories, maybe just every now and again. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you know.
let me really complain.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that was awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah.
And Christian, you got anything to add?
Buy more Barbies.
Yeah.
No, don't buy bar.
Barbies.
Don't buy more.
Gypsies aren't as
buy
bad
more
as I think
D&D.
they are.
Buy more Dungeons and Dragons.
But yeah, more of that. Subscribe to our Patreon. You know, if you want to spend some kind of money, I know that you guys are out there jonesing for money.
Get your
So
hand-drawn wiener.
yeah, exactly. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
If you like what you heard, type into their Instagram and Twitter. The information's right below with their email.
It's time you bit the bullet and started caring about something with all your heart and energy.
Be sure to log into the channel by subscribing and check out the previous episodes. But until then, we'll see you next week with a new one. We out for now.